Isn't it the size of like a 10-year-old boy?
I mean, it only gets up to 5 feet tall. That's the highest.
Just drop kick it. It's probably.
But it has superhuman strength.
Oh, crap! With the water in it.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mysterious Pals. My name is Chris, and welcome to another episode in the season of Sea Monsters. Before we get started in our story today, I would like to introduce the sizzling pork chop himself, Jordan. Welcome aboard.
Hello, Chris.
Hi.
How's sizzling? I'm sizzling over here.
Sizzling.
It's hot out there.
Hot in here, hot out there, hot and everywhere. How was your week?
It was good. Been a weird week.
Why?
Things going on the old US of A.
The time of this recording. Hey, let's take people out of that. Let's take them on a different ride.
And this kind of goes with what our Season of Monsters theme. I watched Godzilla X Kong. I don't know what the X is in there for. Like the newest
Verse Kong?
No, that was the last one.
X is like.
But the last one's called Godzilla versus Kong. This one's called Godzilla X Kong New Empire.
Kong, New Empire.
Yeah.
Cross. It's like cross in Japanese.
Yeah.
The X.
Anyways, there's some sea monsters in it, not just Godzilla.
What kind of sea monsters?
I think we talked about this last week, the Kraken. Sometimes gets confused with one of these Greek sea monsters, Scylla, I think. Scylla. Okay. That's in there apparently. They didn't give it its name, but I was looking it up online. I was like, what's this thing? It's like this giant crab that Godzilla fights in Italy, I think, or Rome. Like in Rome, I think, particularly. And then they say this thing by name. Godzilla seeks it out. Tiamat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There's videos online, stuff of like all the Godzilla, like, what's that called whenever it's not retcon, but like their
lore?
The lore of Godzilla, lore, whatever it is. But it's all like, there's videos of like, people will do crazy videos on the internet of everything. But this one's like specifically on like the size of Godzilla's enemies and like versus like Godzilla and like different movies. And there's so many Godzilla movies.
Insane. They even like, along with this, they just released a different version that was made in Japan. That was really good.
Minus one.
Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't watch any of them yet because I like them. I like monster movies.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorites. Kaiju movies, whatever you call them.
Mm-hmm.
There is a really good one called, what is it? Troll? Like, from Europe. It's a Finnish maybe.
Yeah. I remember seeing stuff about that. I never watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right.
Watch it. But yeah, so I like those type of movies. Giant monsters.
Yeah, this one was good. Like, I don't know what's going on in the story. I just like seeing Godzilla and Kong fight stuff. Yeah, it's great.
I really like the Godzilla, like, one from like 2015 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Godzilla, they just called it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then got a little weird. Got really weird in the third one.
That was
it's
Kong.
Yeah.
Versus Kong, yeah.
And he shoots the laser through the middle of the earth. We've talked about that before.
Yeah. Hollow Earth.
Yeah, that type of thing. But I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know, they just fight other big things.
Nice, I like.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
That's the best part about them.
What other big things do we have going on in this episode this week?
Well, this thing's not so big.
Oh.
It's actually not even really a sea monster technically, but it's a monster. Yeah, adjacent. It's this thing lurks around in rivers usually, which comes from the sea. I figured we I
thought the rivers go to the sea.
Either way.
The water comes out of the mountains and goes to the
sea. Yeah, right. So it's close enough. Yeah, like you said, adjacent to.
I mean, it could go into the ocean. I think there's stories, from what I understand, they could be in the ocean.
Yeah. So I did find this out. I thought it was very interesting. Our monster, I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's been used across various mediums in popular culture, inspired some things in popular culture. You already know what this is, because we talked about this. But,
I can't remember.
Okay. So there's a character, and I know you played some of the Resident Evil games. Did you ever play Resident Evil 8, like it's Village? I didn't ever played it.
Yep.
There's like one of the main antagonists in there, Salvatore Moreau. I think he's like
don't remember the name specific. I mean,
he turns into something. I think, like he turns into like a monster, as all these enemies do in these games. Inspired
I'm trying to go through my head now. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But okay.
It looked like I looked at a picture. I was like, I don't really see why there's inspiration for this, but whatever. Some of the Pokemon were inspired by this creature that we're talking about today.
Now I grew up in a time after Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Never really got into it.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Okay. Fair enough. One of them is Golduck, then Lotad, Lombre, and Ludicolo. I don't know. There's a mention of these in the third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie where they go back to Japan.
That is the one that I didn't even know existed until a few years ago.
Really?
I watched the other two religiously growing up.
Oh yeah,
on cassette.
Great. Yeah,
like VHS tape.
Third one was terrible.
Never even saw it. Never even knew it existed until a few years ago.
So but
there's a video game, arcade game, I used to play with their Black in Time. I'm like, where are they getting this from?
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
it's Turtles in Time.
Right.
I'm like, but I guess it was based on that movie.
Yeah, I guess loosely, but yeah, there are some similarities, right?
Yeah,
those games are great.
But like, I can't believe they did that.
I can't believe they did it
because was it Secret of Ooze was the second one, or was that the first one?
Yes, that was the second one, yeah.
It was Ninja Turtles, Secret of Ooze, and then this third one.
And then they did like a weird one that was made by the people that did Power Rangers. They got the rights.
Saban,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, that one was really weird.
Like a live action one?
Yeah.
No.
And there's a fifth Ninja Turtle.
No.
And her name was...
Oh, I did hear about this. The girl one.
Yeah, she's named... Oh, my God. What's her name? Can't remember her name.
Like Lady Death or something?
No, it's named after like another famous Renaissance artist.
Oh.
Anyways.
I'll look it up.
So they go back in time. It's a feudal Japan, and someone sees the Ninja Turtles and like, oh, they're like, it's one of these things.
Wait, did April O'Neil like turn into her or something? Was something stupid like that?
No, I don't think so.
I figured that'd be the twist on it.
But this you might know, Chris, because I know you're a Legend of Zelda fan.
Uh-huh.
You know the Zora people?
Yes.
So in the first 3 games, they took the design of the people, the Zora people, based it off of the creature that we're talking about today.
Okay.
I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. They look more like fish people later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they walk, though. Their feet. Anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
It was the anthropomorphic.
Bipedal.
Anthropomorphic.
Jules.
I don't know. Anthropomorphic.
So what we're talking about today is called the Kappa or Kappa. It's Kappa. I think it's Kappa.
Okay.
Apparently, this is a brand.
Was this something you like rushed in college, like the
yes.
Kappa? Was it Kappa Delta Kappa or something?
I never wanted to be part of it.
No.
Part of us.
No, thank you.
I was about to say sorority.
I want to be part of a sorority. That would be
cool.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Oh, I don't think I got the structure for it. The structure.
Fraternity.
Yeah.
Never want to do that.
No, not me. Not for me.
Apparently, there's like a clothing brand maybe named Kappa or Kappa. It's Italian.
I think it's isn't it like a skateboard brand? Shoes. I don't know.
But anyways, this thing's called the Kappa. Kappa.
Kappa, more like crappa. Here we go.
Am I right? Well, yeah, maybe. And you'll find out why. The Kappa is a legendary creature, water creature.
Venus.
Girls. Venus de Milo.
Turtle. Venus de Milo.
But that's not actually based as a person. That's a sculpture.
Painting. Yeah. Venus. Whatever.
Cutting corners there, guys.
That's why Saban. Come on, Saban.
Stretching it out, huh?
Come on, Saban.
Kappa translates to river child.
River child.
So that's kind of sweet, right? Oh, it's a nice little river.
Did we talk about this in the mermaid episode?
Might have, actually. I don't remember. I usually kind of like don't remember much after we.
That was a lot. There's a lot of stuff, though.
I black out, not because I'm like drinking, but I black out because it's like time kind of.
Gotta keep moving forward.
Escapes me.
Ever forward.
So yeah, it means river child. It's sometimes called Kawapa, Gowapa, or Kawaso. The Kappa is a water creature of Japanese folklore, at times said to be a water nymph or a deity, even living in ponds, lakes, or rivers. Again, like I said, we're doing sea monsters, but close enough. And there's a reason why I picked this because I was looking up stuff like, what other sea monsters are out there? Because I did the Kraken last week, and it's kind of like the most popular one. I'm like, we also did 3 straight ones that were all like in Northern Europe, kind of.
Yeah, so we're gonna run into that this week. Next week,
we got to break out here. So I was like, I found this and started reading, and I was like, this thing is like, this is going to be, I think, one of my favorite ones we've ever done, that I've done. They're considered guardians of whatever body of water they're in. So they're guardians of water.
Like water deities type of thing. Like they're in
or like
charge of water.
Yep. It's part of the Japanese class of supernatural entities known as yokai.
Oh, yeah, those things. Does that mean demons or something?
That's the thing. Like, it either be demon or like they could be benevolent or malevolent.
Okay.
Sometimes both.
Oh, does that mean malevolent means something different than benevolent? Ah, that's where they get that from. Didn't know it. And that's why we're connecting chains here, building bridges. Benevolent, malevolent. Okay.
So, depending on the region of Japan you're in, the Kappa's physical description changes. But one thing that's always the same is that the Kappa is about the size of a 10-year-old child.
Oh, God.
No more than 5 feet tall. So this isn't some like massive thing that we've been talking about before. Some regions say it resembles a monkey with reddish fur or tail and a bowl cut, which I think is awesome. Why a bowl cut? Little Jonathan Taylor Thomas running around.
And bowl cuts were rad when we were growing up.
Yeah. Were they cool back then?
Middle school.
I don't think so.
Middle school bowl cut? Yes. Thank you, sir.
Others say it's more amphibian or reptilian-like with fish-like scales or turtle shell. And sometimes they're the yellowish, greenish, or bluish in color. They have webbed digits and a beak.
Is it a hero and a half shell? Turtle power?
Turtle power.
Yeah.
The Kappa has 3 anuses, apparently.
And what's an anus?
Anus. The appropriate word for
a booty hole?
Yeah, there you go.
It's a sphincter muscle, which are very important to human life. Humans could not survive without sphincter muscles. There's like 50 of them.
Well, also very important so you don't crap your pants.
Lots of things in your body have sphincters.
This allows it to produce much more gas than a human can. And we'll go on later how much
that's like a superhero ability. Again, hero and a half shell.
Yeah. It's also said that Kappa's skin reeks of fish.
Of course, it's in water.
Yeah.
I think anything would reek of fish.
Sure. On its head is an indent in a bowl shape that holds water.
Oh, cool.
This water
it's like helping you out.
Is what gives the Kappa its supernatural power and incredible strength that he can use both for good and evil. The water, however, if spilled out of this bowl, will cause the Kappa to lose its power.
If all the water or just like most of it?
I think most of it. Well, I think it varies how much water's in there.
Strength is based on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's unknown exactly when the Kappa was first mentioned in history, but some believe it started sometime around in the Edo area of Japan.
And what is that?
I think, or maybe Edo. Edo or Edo?
I think it's Edo.
Okay.
I'm not, sorry. I think I've heard it say Edo, but I'm not sure.
I've always thought it was Edo, but I was like, maybe it's Edo now that I'm saying this. So the Edo is around 1603 to 1868. 1603 to 1868. This is when the Tokugawa shogunate ruled. There was still an emperor, but the shoguns kind of took over, like these warlords.
Shoguns? I thought shoguns were military,
military
people.
They kind of took power over Japan.
So what's that called? A military coup? Did they a coup?
Well, it was a military-ran country. And during this time, they became isolationists. Because prior to this, they had a lot of like foreign influence and foreign meddling.
Wait, is this what led to the empire?
The empire was already a thing, but then the Japanese kind of got sick of this, so the warlords kind of took over and started running everything. There's still an emperor, I think, through most of this time, but he.
So after the Edo,
it went back to an empire.
It went back. Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Shogun? Have you watched that? It's on FX.
Everybody says I should. It's on FX.
Hulu. Yeah, it's on Hulu. Yeah, okay. FX. Mate, it's good. I haven't finished, but it's good.
I don't like when new shows come out because is this going to be one season or is it going to be more seasons or are they just going to cancel it?
Based on a book.
But
it might be
it might be too expensive.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not if you watch it. Then I watched first season. I'm like, just like with $18.99.
Oh right, yeah. Whatever time and heart into it, and just like it's canceled. Sorry.
And such a cliffhanger, like the biggest cliffhanger. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, they think that this is when it kind of came around. The Kappa. Apparently, there's still sightings of this thing today. So the behavior, like I said, it could be mischievous, or it could be good, it could be bad. It's also known to be lewd. It could be dangerous towards animals and humans alike. Its duality of this Kappa is what makes it feared with the Japanese people.
Because you're not sure what you're going to get.
Yeah, you're like, is he going to be nice to me? Is he going to like try and kill me?
If it's having a good day or bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that with some people in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Never going to get.
I live with a bunch of Kappas.
It's like a box of chocolate.
Stinky,
Chris.
yell at me. Yeah.
The younger Kappa traditionally stay in family groups, while older ones tend to be more solitary. Kappa are one of the few yokai that are capable of learning the human language. It's not uncommon for a Kappa to actually befriend humans, especially lonely children. That's nice. Yeah. A lonely kid. I'm like, I'll be your friend.
But are they
thanks a lot, stinky fish guy. I don't want to be your friend.
Are they going to be malevolent then? That's a bad one.
Yeah.
Woo.
In fact, since they can be friendly and have the ability to speak the human language, it's believed that they've passed on vital knowledge to mankind. The Kappa are very knowledgeable when it comes to medicine. It's believed that they taught humans about important healing salves, like ointments, like ointments.
Salves.
Okay. Salves.
Yeah.
It's going to be another.
Salves.
Salves.
No, it's salves.
Isn't it going to be another Jules thing?
Jules.
Salves. Yeah, you're right. Salves. Healing salves.
Salves.
What was it?
Salves.
I was saying solves, but
salves.
We'll say
solvent. Salvent.
We'll say healing ointments. There you go. And how to set bones.
Okay.
Which is kind of odd. Like, I'm gonna show you how to fix that fracture
after they break it. They're like, are these guys just
they're the ones that broke it?
Yeah. Are these guys just like this Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah, first they're sour, then they're sweet.
Yeah, is this?
I mean, they're kid looking.
This is where they got it. They taste delicious.
It's gotta be.
I love Sour Patch Kids. My favorite candy.
They're good.
Yeah.
We should get them to sponsor us.
Mysterious.
That'd be cool, man. We get
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah. They're just little Kappas.
They're just us saying bad words, saying words wrong. Saying words bad.
It said that they've helped with farm irrigation, preventing flooding, and putting out fires.
They just seem like they're good guys.
Yeah. Well, you'll see.
Stinky.
Yeah. They're also proud and honorable creatures that keep their promises with humans. That pride and honor, however, are a way to escape a Kappa if a human were in trouble with one. So this pride and honor, you can use it to your advantage.
You screw with it, like
if you ever get like attacked by one.
What?
We'll go to that later. Those are good things, all right? What do you think of this thing so far?
I mean, it's
we say there's does some bad things, but
it seems like it's just a jerk. Like it's just a middle school kid.
It's a kid.
It's
basically.
like a high school boy.
A pubescent kid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll be friends with this kid, and then just
steals his lunch money, pushes him down, stinks him up.
Throws him in the river.
Yeah. Then goes home and helps his dad. Dad, can I have the car this weekend? All right. You've been good all week.
You're back by midnight. Let's drown something. All right, so the Kappa can also be mischievous. They're known to play pranks on humans. They might pull unsuspecting people in the water to mess with them. Or perhaps since they have 3 anuses, they might,
Are these 3
I don't know where they're at.
Lined up? Are they like
I don't know where it's at.
On their hands or something?
I saw like drawings that were done during the Edo period of these things.
Can they be like an X-Men and shoot stuff out of their hands with them?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But they would like play pranks on people, like, expect people to like come out of the water and just like fart on them really aggressively.
That's just a guy at the beach being a jerk, wearing a mask.
But apparently, I don't know why having 3 of these things can make you that much more gaseous, but apparently it does.
If you have 3 stomachs along with them, it seems like it make it easier.
They don't
say more efficient.
Yeah, that doesn't say anything about having 3 stomachs, just 3 bum holes.
Booty holes.
Yeah. So they like to just fart on people, apparently. We're around like...
Who doesn't?
Bodies of water.
That's what I like to do when I'm at the lake.
Hey, kids, come here.
Come old dad over here.
You kids ever have pink eye? They also like to challenge people to sumo wrestling matches and games of skill, like shogi. Which
again, these are just high school kids.
We got shogi's like chess. Yeah, they're just, I don't know, but they do have like superhuman strength, so they like to do sumo wrestling with people.
Senior boys.
Yeah.
Both
but I could beat you up. Also in an act of mischievous behavior and also kind of pervy, the Kappa are known to pick up kimonos of women who are like kind of like around the
kimonos.
Yeah.
Is that
so? Like he's doing this all mostly. He's always near water because he has to be near water or she.
Okay.
I don't know if they never saw there's gender distinction, but
there's just one, just the same.
Yeah.
There's just one gender.
So yeah, they're known to peek up dresses of the kimonos of women.
Okay.
So again, maybe it's just a prepubescent.
It's just a high school boy wearing a mask.
Yeah. There's a lot of. He's like, what's going on in my my lower shell here? He's just confused.
Yeah.
Like what's that? What's happening now?
Here, a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
Yeah. So yeah, and then that movie when they arrive in Japan during this time, they're like Kappa. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But
in what movie?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Remember some of it later? They go back in time.
Okay, yeah. That's what they. So they're just based on this. This is it.
I don't know if they're actually based on this, but like the Japanese people are like, oh wait, it's one of those things.
Okay, well, it makes sense.
Because I guess they're turtles. They're walking on their feet.
Yeah. I saw them eat pizza. I saw what they did. I know all about these guys. I didn't see the Michael Bay ones because they look ridiculous, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they weren't that great.
You watched them?
I think I watched both of them, yeah.
Why?
I like the Ninja Turtles. I want to give it a shot.
I guess.
I don't know why I watched the second one, though. I don't actually know if I even finished it. Yeah, and I think the second one they had Bebop and Roxy. They looked pretty cool in that. I was bummed they never put those in the original one. They said they did like they did that like wolf and the other turtle thing that they fought.
Like the mecha turtle thing?
No, like in the movie, the live action movie, Secrets of the Ooze. Remember they were fighting these things and Vanilla Ice is singing.
And there was a wolf?
Yeah.
I remember the wolf action figure. I don't remember what his name was, but was Baxter Stockman in it?
The fly thing?
Yeah. What was the other turtle thing you're talking about?
It was like this tortoise looking thing. I think it was just made for the movie itself.
Okay. Man, my brain's mush.
So this thing's a little pervy.
Thing's a little pervy.
But it's just, young, mischievous. Also, though, they can become quite malevolent. Along rivers, lakes, and ponds, there are signs, even to this day, warning people to beware the Kappa. Yeah, they put these signs up there. They're still up today saying, like, look out for the Kappa along.
Really?
Yeah. They've apparently been known to force themselves on women and impregnate them.
What?
Yeah. And the children who are born from this thing are often deformed and seen as monsters and they get killed. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
I'm not laughing about that. I'm just saying your response is funny. It said that Kappa, out of dislike for cattle and horses, will sneak on land, break into barns, and drag the horse or cow back to a source of water just to drown them.
That's terrible.
Yeah. There's a story that says that a Kappa was caught trying to steal a horse from a barn. Some people were able to catch the Kappa, drag it back to the farm, and force it to sign a statement that said it would never misbehave again. Apparently, it's thinking right.
Yeah.
Sign his name.
Well, it said it knows how to speak.
Yeah, but I didn't know
language.
But I didn't know it could, write.
It can what is that, test or something?
Yeah. They've also been known
Toka. That's the turtle.
Yeah.
Toka.
Yeah.
Toka and Razor.
Razor, that's what it was, yeah.
Razor and Toka, that's what it was. The enemies from Ninja Turtles are trying to remember.
Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah. Razor.
They've also been known to drown human beings as well.
Okay.
They
jump right back in there.
They apparently like the taste of human flesh. Particularly,
they're helping people out, and all of a sudden, they're eating people.
I know, this makes it weird. Particularly though, they not only like human flesh, but they like a certain part of the body, that being the human anus.
Okay.
So this thing's weird, man. Speaking of which, it is believed by some there's something in particular that the Kappa wants in that certain region of the body. Okay. Some believe there's a ball in there called the Shirikodama. And this ball apparently is the human soul. Why it's, in your butt, I have no idea. Kind of weird.
Where else is it going to be? Is that like the Dragon Balls? Is that where they've been the whole time?
Look for the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Actually, there is something in Dragon Balls. It does kind of look like this thing now that I think about it. They're like these weird, like plant-looking dudes that. Anyways,
never saw it. Never will.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to watch.
Oh God.
So yeah, this thing possesses a human soul. So it's believed that Kappa wants this thing. The Kappa retrieves this mystical thing by either using its hands. Gets right up in there, like a prostate exam.
Yeah.
Sucking it out.
Okay.
Or simply just getting in there and eating it.
There's that video of the hyenas eating the elephant's beehole.
Oh.
That's instantly what I went to.
Must be real good.
Taste. That's where the best taste is, I guess. I don't know. I'll never know.
Finger looking good. It said that the Kappa will even appear in toilets.
You just can't throw that one out there.
It said that the Kappa will even appear in toilets, looking for a peek, a fondle, or to steal the Sherry Kodama.
This is just gonna make me. This is gonna make kids. This is making kids. Probably if kids heard this and they're growing up, this would just make them scared to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that, but
yeah, it's like they're scared of the bathroom now.
Yeah, that is one of the things that we'll talk about when it comes up like theories about where this thing came from.
Oh God, it's like you have to pee in the toilet to get it to go away. Like,
but I guess back then, like the toilets were actually like on rivers. Like you have to like go off to the side. That's where the toilet would be. So just kind of like wash downstream,
Yeah.
But apparently this thing would come up and be like, give you a little poke.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, just checking on
neighbor.
you. Just gonna check on you. This thing's a real cool guy, right?
Everything you're telling me is making me like it's kind of in the back of my head. I'm like, I'm gonna travel to Japan someday because I'd love to go there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
And I'm gonna hold my bathroom the entire time, like George Costanza.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna be scared. These little things coming up and biting me.
But they also have like some of the coolest toilets.
Ah, man, see, you're making it worse.
But he's coming up through like toilets on the river, like back in olden times.
Okay,
but there's still people are still saying they see it today, not in toilets, but like
just hanging out. Like
I'm
so hungry.
I don't think it's coming up in like modern day toilets and.
Okay, that's why they went extinct.
Give me a little touch.
Made indoor plumbing.
Right.
Okay.
To get away from it, I guess. Those toilets do look cool.
They just look cool.
That'd be great to use. All right, so there are some tips that were given throughout these many hundreds of years about how to defeat, escape, or even elude a Kappa.
Hit me.
This is a friendly PSA for you guys out there if you ever have to encounter one of these. From your good old
when you encounter one of these.
When you have to, from your good old mysterious pals. First and foremost, you got to get this thing on land. Get it away from its water source. All right.
Okay.
Which is the source of power. That does remind me. There's a game that Kelly got us during COVID. It's called Throw Burrito.
You just throwing burritos around your place?
I don't remember how the game's actually played because I've only done it a few times, so we got hurt playing it. You don't actually.
The burritos are hot.
They're not actual, like real burritos, but like I don't understand the point of the game. But like at some point, I think you either draw a card or something like that. Someone has to throw like this fake burrito at you, and it's pretty big. You have to dodge it. You have to sit at a table and dodge it. So I kept falling over and getting hurt. This reminds me of this. So,
you bought this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Kappa's favorite food is cucumber.
Okay.
They actually named a cucumber roll in Japan after this thing. It's called Kappa-Maki. I think it's kind of interesting that they're naming food after this. His favorite food is cucumber, right? Someone found out apparently at one point, you throw a cucumber at it.
And run like hell.
Yeah.
It's like a dog. You just throw like a pork chop.
Not actually just so it can catch it, but like throw it in like front of it or behind it so that it'll have to bend down to pick it up. The water will come right out of its face in its head.
Tricky.
It loses power. You can either run away.
Knee it in the face. Yeah.
So like the one.
Isn't it the size of like a 10-year-old boy?
I mean, it only gets up to 5 feet tall. That's the highest.
Just drop kick it. It's probably.
But it has superhuman strength.
Oh, crap! With the water in it.
Yes. There's also another way. If if ever challenges you to do sumo wrestling.
How can it do any of that stuff with the water in its head? It would spill right out.
Well, it would get you back. The idea is going to get you in the water. So if it's in the water, he's going to be fine.
Okay. It's like, do you ever see, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Dennis is showing him how he drives with eating a bowl of cereal? Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Well, apparently, like I was one of the sites I was on, it's some will catch on and put something over their head, so the water doesn't spill out.
Oh, like go like this?
Yeah,
like walk
not their hand, not their hand, but like
oh no,
just put something on top of it.
Like walking with their like hot cup of coffee. You're like, oh no, don't spill it.
So
hot soup coming through.
If it challenges you to a sumo wrestling match, you simply just do the courteous ceremonial thing that a lot of people, like these sumo wrestlers, do. Like you bow beforehand.
Okay.
Like you bow, since the pride and honor of this thing, like I mentioned earlier, this could be its downfall. It's like, oh, it'll bow back. Water will
drop kick it in the face.
That's why you got to drain the ocean, man.
Yeah.
The rivers and the ponds.
We're draining all the water.
Yeah, all the water, yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, they just fill back up.
Yeah. And so if you can outwit it like this, it'll befriend you. It'll become your friend.
So if you can outwit it.
Yeah. Also, if you refill the water.
Don't want to be friends with this thing?
Probably not, man.
If you refill it with bleach. I'm like, here you go, buddy.
Suck on that.
It's real malevolent. Yeah. Malevolent. Is that where they got Maleficent from?
Yes. Yeah, dude.
Oh, man. It's all falling together.
Look at that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I see what you're picking up. I see what Joey Disney was doing or whatever his name was.
Joey Disney, yep.
Okay.
We're just learning all kinds of things today.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you really fill its water, it'll be like eternally indebted to you.
You fill it with Budweiser or something that'll be real down with you.
You're the old champagne of beers.
Yeah. No, buddy, that's yours.
Keep on trucking, man. Apparently, there's another way. This is extremely risky because you have to get close to this thing. If you can sneak up on it.
Does it have sharp teeth or anything? Yeah,
like sharp nails and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this, again, remember, it's like it lives in the water, so you got to get near it to the water, which is like, that's, as a human, we're not good in water.
No.
Right? This thing lives in it. So this is extremely risky because you have to get very close to it. Rip out one of its arms.
Rip out?
Yeah.
What? Okay, so either spill its water or rip off its arm and beat him with it. Like you just.
So apparently, they're like its arms are really easily detachable.
Does it grow back?
No, you can like put it back on.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Here you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if you just take its arm off, it's gonna be like, give me my arm back. And
I'm not gonna give his arm back.
Yeah, but then he'll be like, give my arm back. We're best friends.
He's lying.
I'll do good things for you.
He's lying.
But again, you have to get close to this thing even to do it.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, oh, I'm just kidding, and then rip off his other arm. And be like, now what are you gonna do? And then I'm gonna kick him in the face as water spills out.
Yeah.
It's the only way you gotta take him down. You can't be friends with these things.
Drain
the ocean.
So you just rip it out. That's all you gotta do, rip its arm out. Yeah, right. Yeah, the Kappa will then plead with you to give it back. And
I would stick it in my arms and my shirt and just walk around like, oh, look at me. I have no arms.
I'm a Kappa.
I don't want my water.
I smell like fish.
Yeah, I like farts. And then I'm not going to spill my water.
I like farts and eating strange body parts.
Yeah. I want to see your beehole.
Yeah. Poke, poke.
Yeah. Look at these. Oh, I got sharp fingernails. Yeah. That's me. That's what I do to it. Bow to this, boy.
Look at me. I'm a Kappa.
I'm a Kappa.
I like farts.
I'm going to go swim, and poking the beehole when you're peeing. Yeah, I know. He's not getting anything back.
So, yeah, it'll beg for you to give the arm back, but in doing so, it'll just leave you alone for the rest of your life or even befriend you. So this guy, this thing, that's the guy, he likes to fart in people's faces.
I'm going to do that to him when I rip off his arms.
So apparently, if you fart in its face, it'll discourage it from attacking you and just like leave you alone. And there's a print that I found on the website. This website I mostly use for this. I have it listed. I can't remember. Oh crap! What's it called?
Oh, Kappa. What's it called?
Tofugu.
Okay.
It shows like these prints that were made during the Edo period, and it's one of them is this guy bending over. It's like, done in traditional Japanese style. Like you see those like ones with like the nice waves, like a cliffside. But it's a guy bending over.
The block print. Block print.
There's a guy that's bending over and like Kappa's in the water and the guy's kind of on like a dock looking thing. He's bent over farting in the Kappa's face.
The great wave indeed.
And in this article they mentioned that there's a person during this time called a fartiste who's a professional farter.
Is that how they say it? And it's like an original Japanese?
No. I would assume it's, written somewhere else, but a fartiste. So this print was of this fartiste, like, I'll take care of the Kappa.
Imagine getting that job.
He's better.
Like, call the village fartiste.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, they like farting on people, but they don't like being farted on themselves. So this will just kind of like get it to hit the bricks or float on the next town.
Is this like how dogs and like cats pee in the corners of places when they're marking their territory?
Maybe. Yeah. Another thing is you can just simply try and capture it. There's another print of a man that is bent over in his water, showing his old beehole. He's like fishing. He's basically fishing. Yeah. Basically, yeah. He's using his own butt beehole as like a bait for the Kappa. In the print, you can see his friends like hiding in the reeds in the water.
This is like college. This is what we did in college, probably. This is like college. We did this in college.
Yeah. So like, you can try and like lure it that way and then capture it.
In my mind, I'm like picturing that scene from Ace Ventura whenever he's like, "Do not
talking with his butt."
Yeah,
yeah.
Can I ask you a question? No, that's the second one.
Oh yeah, that he knocks out the Monopoly guy. Yeah.
This one he's like, "Can I ask you a question?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing in my head.
Yeah.
And the Kappa's like, "Oh hey, I know you."
So you can either just try and kidnap it that way, or tackle it and grab it. You got to use your own butt as
bait.
Yeah. Or you could just simply give it a cucumber.
It's one or the other.
Yeah. Some families write the names and birth dates of their children every year on cucumbers and throw it in bodies of water.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, so the Kappa will leave the child alone or even protect it. Some even believe that by eating a cucumber before swimming or bathing in a body of water, they'll help protect you from the Kappa.
Okay.
Well, others though think will simply just draw it to you.
Oh.
And then do what it does to you.
And that's really gonna go for the beehole.
Yeah.
Get that cucumber back.
Another belief is that the Kappa has a strong dislike of iron, ginger, and sesame, and by carrying these things with you, you have a safe passage. Leave you alone. So it's kind of like garlic to a vampire.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, so you just wear them around your neck, like
iron. Just wear some iron around your neck as you're swimming.
I can't even stand
and bathing in the water. Okay, so that's like kind of all like. There's been sightings of these things even in recent times, and none of them have been like verified
on every college campus.
None of them have ever been verified. Apparently, in like 10 years ago, this family was going to be like, "Hey, we have this arm. I think it was like a leg of a Kappa."
Arm and leg?
Yeah, that were given to this family like 100 years ago in 1818 that was apparently shot and killed on like a riverbank. Like, hey, we're going to put it on display for, I don't know, like a month or something like that. But I never saw anything else like as far as like it was verified or not. There's other Kappa body parts in weird cases throughout Japan. But again, like nothing's ever been substantiated and like verified. So that being said, we're gonna go into some theories of what the Kappa might be. What do you think? So, like, what do you think of this thing, and what do you think this might be? It even exists.
Well, how are Kappas made? Do they have any idea?
That's one thing I was trying to figure out. Like, was it born of another?
Like, is it like
deity of like the ocean and that gets sent to the rivers or like lakes and ponds? Like, I'm not sure.
I'm thinking like, is this like a tale of like, hey, don't go near the water, Kappa will get you, little kid.
Yeah, right. Parable.
But then like, don't fart in your friend's face. You'll be like a Kappa. Like, don't go, because it's like, well, then they're just gonna be scared of going to the bathroom then. So it can't be like a, cautionary tale.
Right.
Then I'll be just scared to go to the bathroom, and you don't want kids to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I saw arachnophobia way too young, and I still look every time I go to the bathroom. So I don't know. It seems like it's just like one of those, like, it seems like maybe it just grew. Like, I don't know. I have no clue.
Okay. No, I mean, you're definitely on something there, because I originally thought that, because like, whatever, a lot of times when we talk about this stuff, not only with the summer sea monsters, but other stories we've done, like a lot of stuff can be just chalked up to like a cautionary tale.
That grew.
Yeah, that grew, or like something to tell their children, or like sailors and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's definitely what this. Because they had like signs along the riverbank, like, look out for the Kappa, might get you.
Yeah, but then it's like, but they're using that for like, I guess maybe it could be used to like, hey, there's Kappas here, so don't go to the bathroom because this is where we get our drinking water. You know, so like go down the river more where the Kappas don't live, and that's where we don't get our drinking water.
So in traditional fashion, I think we're gonna do like the old like crazy thing first, and then make our way to like the more reasonable sounding one.
If this is an alien, it's the worst alien.
So the first one is that the Kappa actually exists, which I don't think that's the case.
Maybe back then it could have been some kind of weird water creature.
Was never identified, or
maybe, and then like it died out, and it was maybe really. I mean, maybe it was actually smaller, but people made it out to be bigger. So originally it was a smaller thing.
And I think this is being seen mostly in like kind of agricultural, like more rural things, like less populated things.
Yeah,
like away from like towns and cities, from what I understand. So maybe that like whatever's being seen is like only also, one, being rarely seen, but two, information is kind of getting pushed to the cities, so people are hearing about, and it's kind of like a game of telephone. Like, it might have got like distorted.
Yeah, it got pushed up to make it sound like, oh, I beat the Kappa up. Ripped his arms
like
off. Walked around.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I was trying to look like where exactly, like who first found out, like make it bow, lose its water. Apparently, there's some little kid about to like get captured.
Some little kid lying. Yeah.
Yeah. The arm, especially the arm thing, I was like, where did this come from? Like, rip its arm out. Like,
I mean, do that to anything.
Well, sure, of course, yeah. But like, then I was like, give it back, and it just puts it back on, and like, we're friends now. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one is that it actually exists. The other one is alien, because we always got to do that.
Yep.
Some argue that the Kappas are extraterrestrials who fell from the sky into the waters around Japan. They can travel to and from the Earth via secret portals and whirlpools.
Oh, there's the whirlpools again.
That's kind of something that was in the two most recent Godzilla movies. There's like those portals or vortexes or whatever that like allow people to get to and from the center of the Earth.
Well, it's also in Pacific Rim, like that. That's movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that first one was awesome.
Yeah, I never saw the second one. That was an awesome movie.
Yeah, that's, I don't know, again, just throwing it out there. I think that's silly. One of the things that I think makes more sense of what people are actually seeing is people may be confusing this thing with the Japanese giant salamander.
Oh, yeah.
And this thing gets up to 5 feet in length. This gets big.
Yeah, and it probably eats body parts.
Apparently, its skin color kind of resembles that of some of the Kappas. It has like a orangish reddish kind of skin to it. And this thing's huge. Again, it's 5 feet in length, but it's big. It's known to aggressively grab its prey by its mouth and drag it underwater.
Okay, like an alligator type of thing.
Yeah,
a reptile.
Sure.
Yeah.
They dwell in ponds, lakes, and rivers, because again, where all the Kappas are seen. And they obviously eat fish and stuff like that, but they are known to eat small mammals. Maybe like they're like, oh, this is something like it's real, but like they didn't understand it at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously today now, like again, people are saying they're seeing them now, but I think it's more of like a hoax kind of thing. But like back then, you're seeing this thing just grabbing mammals and other things and just dragging underwater. You're like, oh, what's that?
Yeah, especially because I'd imagine that they probably, well, I don't know.
But this thing's
would they use it? Would they have arms to like grab onto its prey, or would it just use a mouth?
I think it uses mouth, and it's not like standing on its legs.
Does the Kappa have a tail?
Yeah. The monkey version of it kind of did.
The monkey version? What the heck?
Yeah, I said earlier. There's some regions say it's more monkey looking, red with like the bowl cut. Remember that?
Okay, you're right.
Other regions say it looks more like a turtle or a frog.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing just looks very smooth. It doesn't have any of those characteristics of like, the bowl on its head or scales or that stuff. But again, I like to be something that they saw. It gets exaggerated over the centuries.
Right.
They are also near threatened on the endangered species list.
They're not really around.
Yeah, so they're kind of, again, not frequently seen, so they can only push the myth a little bit further of these things. The next one is the now extinct Japanese river otter.
What? A river otter?
River otter, yeah.
How big is a river otter?
So they only get up to 26 to 30 inches in length, not 5 feet.
Right. I mean, that's still huge.
That's still big, yeah. I think they became, I can't remember when they came in. I think like 50s, 1950s maybe.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge otter.
Apparently they were like everywhere in Japan for a very long time. And I can't remember what it was that made them go extinct. I'm assuming they were being hunted and...
Because they're like, oh my God, look at this giant otter.
But that's the thing. It's like, so if you picture, like, and they were nocturnal, okay? They could stand on their hind legs. Maybe, like, if you're, like, a rural person going out at night to go take a pee in the water or something like that, you see this thing in the dark, standing on its hind legs, you're like, what the heck is that? You didn't really know what it was.
I mean, 30 inches, up to 30 inches?
Yeah. About 2.5 feet? Is that?
Yeah. 24 is, yeah. That's how math works. But that's a huge otter.
Yeah.
God.
But I saw that thing in the middle of the night just standing on its feet.
It's like a dog.
Yeah, staring back at me like...
My dog is, I think, smaller than that.
This thing has a tail. I don't know where they get the color from, but...
I mean, good thing it got extinct, because that's horrifying. I'm not going to Japan if that was...
Why you drain the ocean, man?
Drain the ocean and the rivers. Get rid of all of it. Oh, but there's. Oh,
I mean, the otters are freaking cute, man.
But
if you saw that at night, you didn't know what it was, you'd be like, yeah, that's terrifying.
I'm taking a tinkle when I see an otter like that big, like
maybe it was just playing with them. Like, hey, you want to play? I'll touch your butt. That touches someone's butt, and they're like, it's taking my butt jewel.
Soul.
My
butt soul.
My butt jewel that contains my soul.
My soul, yeah. If it's like holding hands with it's in the river, like that,
yeah.
Maybe that's like two kids growing down the river.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Maybe kids are seeing these and like want to play with them. They're like, oh.
I mean, these things are pretty big. I'm guessing if you include the tail, maybe the tail is like most of the length, that type of thing. Yeah. Yuck. Yucky.
So again, this is something I was come up with. Maybe this is just a parable, like a moral thing. Maybe just a story to keep children away from the water, keep them from drowning.
Yeah.
So parents would tell their disobedient children, if you go near the water without them, they'll be captured and drowned by this Kappa.
Yeah.
Go near the water.
Okay. I don't know. I agree. That sounds like the most likely thing. But like, then they'd be scared to go get fresh water. I mean, I guess you want to scare your kids from the water. So that makes sense.
But like going alone without them.
Right. Yeah.
You can fall in, you can drown. The Kappa's going to grab you.
Yeah.
Drown you to death. It's like, geez, man. Pretty harsh.
I mean, that's the only way you can get kids to listen a lot of times.
Yeah, you're going to die.
Scare the crap out of them. Yeah. Murder.
Well, this is kind of new for us when we come and talk about theories, because I didn't know the best term for this. So I have it like as perpetual exposure of the Kappa. And like, so
It's brought up a lot.
It's ubiquitous. So in a lot of these places, these regions in Japan, again, they're usually more rural. They've been pushing for like cultural preservation. That's part of their culture, like these myths and folklore, not just the Kappa, but like the yokai and
just your general folklore. Yeah.
So in regards to the Kappa itself, like I said earlier, they made that like that sushi roll after it.
Other foods are named after. There's signs about it too.
Yeah, there's sayings that are named after, like all these idioms. There's festivals after the Kappa. Temples, museums, bridges are named after it.
Just please tell me that the Kappa festivals, have people walking around with like water in their hats. No, like hats with water in them. They're trying to spill it. That would be cool.
I don't know. Probably should have looked into that.
That'd be a good time.
They're ripping each other's arms off. And
beating them with it, yeah.
There was a bridge named after it that apparently this bridge was helped built by a Kappa.
Nice.
That was interesting. Merchandise
just stinks real bad.
Yeah, they're all named or inspired by Kappa. Some of these towns use the Kappa as part of a revitalization project to attract tourism. Some use them as remote not littering. Kappa were put on signs near waterways, using it as a symbol to protect aquatic life. So it's kind of something that's constantly in the collective consciousness in these areas. So like
the brand,
yeah,
the marketing thing,
which started from something. It started from some kind of folklore, but I think
they're using it as like we have like in America we have the bear, the Smokey the Bear.
Oh yeah.
Don't burn down the forest. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of neat. Like again, that's not a theory, but I think it's something that keeps getting brought up and talked about.
It's perpetual. That is a theory. I mean, it's been perpetually talked about.
Right. Again, like no one's ever like come forward with like evidence, only a little bit here and there of this thing. One website I didn't put it. I think it was made for children, so I was like, "Why am I looking at this? I feel weird looking at this."
You're on some list. Silly? You're on some list somewhere.
But I was like, "Hey, they're talking." It's just like one like small page, and they're saying it's called like the spooky history of Japan. There's always like colorful letters and stuff, and then like this one guy in some prefect of Japan. He was taught how to catch a Kappa by his like former master who claimed to have caught one, but like there's no evidence of this thing either. I mean, I think it's all kind of like a tourism kind of thing.
Hey kids, don't get your butt eaten by a Kappa. Don't let a Kappa take your butt.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got.
So what do you think this thing is?
I do.
Why do you think this is a story?
It could be a culmination of things. Like they're misidentifying a creature, which again, that would spook me out, seeing a giant salamander or like an otter just in the middle of the night, which could then be used to like frighten disobedient kids. Which then, if you keep, it sort of keeps going on, and like with these towns are like, hey, we're gonna use this. Let's use this to our advantage. Our cultural history that it might be kind of silly. We can market this. I was looking at some things, like some of the newer signs they put up. It looks like a little silly, like creature. They make stuffed animals out of this thing, pottery out of this thing. So by doing that, it keeps getting perpetuated and like staying on people's minds. So I think it started off as a misidentification of an animal, became a parable, like frightening kids, and then now it just keeps getting talked about. And
it kind of just got jumbled up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what happened with like the airships.
Right.
We talked about in that episode where it's like you have a lot of things coming together.
Yeah.
Misinformation. You have people talking about it. You have this popular culture taking it on. You have parents using it
like
as
like a perfect storm kind of thing. Yeah.
Where all these things happen at kind of at once.
Right. But the fact that I don't know, I think that's interesting because apparently like there's similar things like this, because even with Japan, like I said, depending on where you are, like the look of it, appearance changes. Like some areas are like it's a monkey, a bull cut. Other areas it's like a turtle looking thing, frog that like Santa's legs, and like does very good things, very bad things. It could be like your best friend and like honorable, but also like be kind of rapey. So it's like I don't know. It's
as it's spread, the story, the folklore spread, is people probably move out and move into different locations that take the story with them. Then it gets co-opted into other
changes, region to region because of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's probably a combination of scaring your kids, keep them away from the water, keep them alive.
Yeah,
and then just societal expansion, like kind of thing where people are moving around, taking stories with them, the folklore with them from their villages. In one village they heard of a Kappa, and then some guy brought it back to their village, and it was like, oh, it's this thing, and they're like, oh, we know that, we have the monkey that does that. It's like it just gets they start calling it a Kappa after years, and so in one village a kid was getting fresh water, taking a pee, and he got taken by a monkey, and so the Kappa looks like a monkey in that village. But then their other village was taken by a guy fell in the water and saw a gigantic eel, whatever.
Yeah, because the monkey, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's monkeys in Japan, of course. Yeah, like
I don't know. I have no idea.
And the giant salamander, sea otter, like maybe there could have been a kid who actually fell in. Was like, oh look, I'm gonna go play with this giant salamander or like otter. And the kid fell in. And parents like, oh my God, it took my baby. And then like a kid goes throughout the town, like, oh, this creature took the baby. The salamander took the baby. And like, where someone's like, what's a salamander? And they're like, oh, it must be this weird thing. There's this monkey, a demon monkey took, baby, like it keeps going, passed around.
Yeah. Cause I think there's
escalates each time as the story's told.
In like modern society and like what we have now, like it's very, especially having kids and stuff, it's very pushed at like, hey, drowning is fast. It happens very quickly for kids. Like everybody could be standing there, kids drown all the time whenever that happens. Like people it takes 2 minutes for a kid to drown. And so like, I mean, it happened at a party I don't think you were there though, but like it happened almost recently. Like no one died, but like a kid, one of our friends' kids didn't know how to swim, went into the water, hit the deep end, and then like we're like, oh my God, and luckily it only took like 2 seconds. He was under the water. But like if we were looking the other way, we'd never even heard of it. I think his sister was like, hey, he's under the water, and then like the parents grabbed him really quick. And so like it might have been one of those things where like there has to be a reason why my kid drowned because he was swimming with us earlier in the day. And then
I can't take the blame. Like I'm not gonna take the blame.
Not so much that, it's just like our kid knows how to swim and all of a sudden, but like currents are crazy in rivers and lakes, and people get their foot cut under stuff, and they get tired of not knowing how to swim, and like
man, it's terrifying.
Yeah, like,
when I was younger, when my parents would like always load us in a station wagon, we'd like stay at motels, and one of them had a swimming pool, and they brought like these like plastic bowls that we ate cereal of, and we'd like toss them in the pool. I went in the deep end just to like, let's go catch them. We didn't have like the rings that would like soak, like would like go to the bottom. So we just had these bowls. We weren't eating cereal in the pool, is what I'm saying. We just had these bowls that were tossing in the pool. So I was
like garbage?
No. Just like my dad like, go get them, kids.
He was just okay.
He was just trying to get us like away from him. I'm assuming like, go play in the pool.
Or was he trying to like? He didn't want to do dishes.
So we'll wash your cereal bowls in the pool. If I remember this right, because like I'm sure this might have been.
You were underwater for a long time. He didn't. Yeah.
So I started like I couldn't swim.
What? Why is he throwing them?
Well, I was like I wasn't able to keep swimming. And I started freaking out, and my parents were like, this is how I remember it now. I'm sure it's very different, but they're like, he's always playing around. My brother had to go underwater and like put me on his shoulders, like keep me from drowning. So he was essentially just like down there by himself, just like trying to keep me going. And I forget how it ended. Yeah, I forget.
You woke up in a hospital, like
this might have been a dream too, man. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it happened. And then another time when remember that time we went whitewater rafting?
Yeah.
And like you said, you could get your feet caught in or something.
Yep.
So when we hit that, we went water down with a bunch of work people, hit a rock that people apparently died on.
Yep.
Which I never know that.
Yeah.
Because right before that, I was like, this is so much fun. I don't know like how
that's
people,
the only bad spot.
What idiots are dying on doing this? And we were like, oh, it's getting really choppy and faster. We hit the rock. I went underwater. I saw like a body go over me. Like no one died, but I was like terrified because people were along there. Like watching people go around this thing.
And they were guides. Yeah.
You and I were different boats. You guys got around it.
We were on different boats?
Yeah. No, were we? Yeah, no, we were in the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember like coming out of the water, we're flying down the river and people were like, keep your feet up.
Yeah, you
keep your feet up.
You gotta look at your feet out of the water.
What? That was terrifying.
Yeah.
I lost a shoe, but then someone was with us, like had it down the river in their hand. Like, I got your shoe. I was like, I don't care. I'm about to die.
Yeah. Oh, that's when we were standing on that rock, remember?
Yeah.
We're on a rock.
Yeah.
We were
before this, yeah.
Our boat got swamped on a rock.
Yeah.
And we and you got out to try to pry it off the rock, and it just like broke loose and left, and we're like, oh my God. And there's nowhere to go.
No.
We could not get out of that situation.
Jared was there, and he's just like, he was on a different raft. Me and we were like, all right, we're going to count to 3. We're going to jump off together.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you don't jump off at 3, man, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, that was our old friend moment right there. We're like, okay, we're gonna jump into these rapids together because there's literally the only way we could have this if someone came along.
Yeah,
and we were in the middle of rapids, so there was like not an easy way to get into a boat, even if a boat came around.
No.
So we had to jump in the rapids.
Yeah,
and we're like, there's no other option.
Yeah,
unless like a rescue team comes in and airlifts us out.
That's funny
because we're just on this big rock in the middle of like literally in the middle of the river, in a raging rapid river. I mean, they weren't super raging, but like they were pretty raging.
Wasn't it particularly bad because either the water was too low or too high?
Too high.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was still like, That's a rapid right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like our boat, our 8-man raft got wrapped around a rock.
Yeah.
And we had to get out to pry it off. And everybody else was in the boat jumping one side. And we're like, oh, we're going to get out and do this. And then
they're like, boom. See you later.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap.
And we had to hang onto our oars too. So we had to like jump in with our oars. Because we'd get charged if we lost them.
That's the first and only time I ever did that. Never did it again. Yeah, so drowning serious.
Yeah. It's water sucks and is awesome because we're mostly water.
Drain it all.
Drain everything. We just walked right through those rocks if we didn't have to drain that river too, that stream. All right. Jordan.
Chris.
Is that all we got?
That's all we got.
Thank you for this story.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody out there for listening or watching or whatever you...
It was a weird one.
Yes. The
little fart monster pervy thing.
Yeah. But it was a fun ride. Thank you everybody out there for watching or listening. Thank you for either leaving us a review. If you will do that, please, that would be great. And thank you for that. If you want to subscribe or follow us on any social media platform or on YouTube or on anywhere you get your podcast, that'd be really help us out. Tell your friends, tell your enemies all about the Mysterious Pals. And we will be back next week with the last episode
finale
of the season of Sea Monsters. Until then, stay mysterious.
And drain the ocean.
Drain the ocean. Kill all the Kappas.
Check the toilet before you use it.
Thank you everybody out there. Good night. And stay mysterious.
See you.